So, watching this episode gave me a reminder as to why I stopped watching reality TV for quite some time because this episode was ignorant as hell. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on Married to Medicine, Season 10, Episode 5, Resurrection Rejection. So Phaedra goes to Quad's house, and I have to say, I really like that black bob that Phaedra had. I feel like when she wears the long weaves, it just is too much. Maybe because she maybe puts a lot of bundles in her hair, but that wig, that black bob she had was really cute, and her outfit was really cute. So kudos to Phaedra on that. And that's the nicest thing I'm going to say about Phaedra in this review. Okay. Moving on. So Quad says that she invited Heavenly over to her house because she wants to know where their friendship stands, especially after seeing Dr. Heavenly post a picture with Sweet Tea on her Instagram page. And I'm like, you know what, Quad? Why do you care? Why do you care? First of all, Dr. Heavenly ain't a friend to none of y'all. Maybe Dr. Jackie, but as far as I see it, she ain't a friend of none of y'all. She will throw all of y'all under the bus. But honestly, Quad, you would do the same thing. So I don't get it. And for someone who claims you have no animosity towards Sweet Tea and you're over Dr. G, what do you mean by loyalty? And how, in your opinion, where you come from, we don't do stuff like that. And I'm thinking, like, girl, like, do stuff like what? She's a new cast member. Dr. Heavily is actually showing that she's a new cast member. I don't understand where you're saying there's a lack of loyalty. In my opinion, Qua's the type of person where everyone needs to be loyal to her, but she doesn't have to be loyal to them. So, and she shaded Sweet Tea several times in this episode, and I'm over them bullying Sweet Tea. I get it, and I've said it time and time again. You know what you signed up for when you're on these shows, but that at this point, especially this episode, it was too much. She's talking about Sweet Tea's big teeth. It's like, Quad, grow up. So Heavenly does come over and, you know, they talk. And at first, they talk about the wedding. And Phaedra, of course, shades the wedding, saying that the drapes were wrinkled and so much other stuff that wasn't right. And then, of course, Quad petty ass had to compare her wedding at the Four Seasons versus their wedding. And again, why do you care, Quad? Why do you care? So then Dr. Heavenly mentions that her invite was snatched at the wedding and how Phaedra is the one who invited Quad to the bachelorette party. So she don't really understand why Phaedra's invitation was snatched versus Dr. Heavenly's. So then Quad starts to question Heavenly's loyalty with her being cool with Sweet Tea. And, again, she said where she comes from, they don't move like that. She said, we don't move like that. And I'm just like, you know what, Quad and Heavenly, y'all perfect for each other. Y'all are the best frenemies ever. Because both of you lack accountability. Both of you guys literally can dish it, but you can't take it. But Dr. Heavenly takes a moment to call out Quad and says, well, I didn't think you gave a damn about what I did. You pulled away from me, you pulled away from the group, and you don't take ownership for anything. And then, of course, Quad gets dramatic and defensive. That's normal Quad. She's been that way since the first season. And so she wants to pop off a little bit, and Heavenly is like, hold up, bitch. Don't piss me off. I'm just saying this is what you should have done. And so Quad is like, well, why didn't they reach out to me? And Heavenly's like, yes, yeah, they could have reached out to you, but you also could have reached out to them. So finally, Quad is like, okay, I could have reached out to them. And yes, I miss the girls. I miss the girls. And it was just, I don't know if I believe her. I believe that she's doing whatever she can to make amends with these girls because she don't want to get booted off this show. It's almost, it doesn't it seem like the tables have turned where Quad is now in Mariah's shoes. Don't it feel that way? She was doing everything she can to get Mariah off of this show. You know what I mean? So now she's on the outs. Interesting, right? Karma, maybe. But moving on. So Dr. Jackie has a scene with the brat again. And I guess I can appreciate Dr. Jackie for giving us the medical side of it. She's always given us knowledge about, the different things as far as what Black women go through when they're about to, have a baby, or the things they go to even, prenatal. So I guess that's what I can appreciate about Dr. Jackie. Dr. Simone does the same thing, but Dr. Simone, in my opinion, has more of a balance with her work life and with her family life and drama. But I guess I can appreciate Dr. Jackie for that. The problem is I'm bored as hell. I don't care about seeing, like, how many scenes are we going to see with the brat? Especially when the brat and her woman got their own show. I don't, next. So Dr. Simone talks to Cecil, and they are making a collage, but they talk about Miles and college again. And Simone tells Cecil that they should talk first before they have individual, conversations with their boys. And Cecil says, look, Simone, you've been driven since you were like 12, 13 years old. You knew you wanted to be a doctor and you haven't missed yet. You've always been able to go above and beyond. Everyone isn't like you. And I agree, everyone isn't like you. Some people have to kind of dibble dabble in several different ventures to really find their niche and find what they're really passionate about. So I get it. However, I also still agree with Simone. 5 years for a damn film degree is a long time. And usually creative degrees, time goes by super fast because you're passionate about that field. So I agree with both sides, but I'm more team Simone on this situation because she said, look, if we get them an apartment, especially Miles, after a year, whatever happens, whether he graduate or he doesn't, he has to get a job and he has to start paying rent. And Cecil's like, well, what if he can't afford the rent? you know, again, Simone seems like she wears the pants in this situation. Like, typically, men are so hard on their boys, and the women always coddle their sons. She is not playing games, and I don't blame her. Like, as a young Black man in this world today, you have to truly let life with these boys. They need to learn how to live and fall and get back up. And yes, they'll be blessed enough to have parents there if they really need something, but they need to learn what life is like without their parents constantly being there to support them. And that will probably make them appreciate them a little bit more. Her boys do seem spoiled. It is what it is. And I mean, they do have the means, but at the same time, hell, let them get a job. And if they can't afford it, either get two jobs or hurry up and get that damn degree so you can get a better paying job. I'm just saying. So next we have Phaedra, weird, dark, demented behind, handing out these invitations that are super weird, super creepy. And the only thing that was good about this scene is that seeing some of the ladies' reactions. That was hilarious. But I was just like, I don't know what her obsession is with the whole mortician, it's just weird. And maybe that's just me, but it's weird. So Toya has a dinner slash IV party. And if I can be honest, I'm overseeing these scenes with these needle parties. It's overdone. Like, I almost feel like every show, especially every African American reality show, I have seen this at least once. And I'm over it. I'm over it. Why do we need to see you guys getting a needle to replenish yourself? Like, why? So, but I will say this. I love the connection between Toya Simone and Sweet Tea. I honestly feel like that's probably the closest genuine trio that we're going to have on this show. It seems like they truly have a genuine connection with each other. So we find out that Sweet Tea's red flag came during the honeymoon, but she is also spotting. So Simone is telling her that she really needs to focus on herself and stop stressing, especially because she's trying to have a baby ASAP. So we get to Phaedra's invitation. Sweet Tea finds the invitation, and we see that Sweet Tea was the only one who didn't get an invite. And so Simone said, well, maybe that's because Phaedra's going to be there. And Toya's like, then why the hell did she invite me? Look, I'm loving Toya this season so far. I feel like she was never, in my opinion, a standout on the show unless it has to do with the multiple houses they moved in and out of. But other than that, like, I'm feeling her this season so far. So it doesn't matter though that Sweet Tea didn't get the invite because Toya invites Sweet Tea anyways. And so they actually drive up to a funeral home. And I'm just like, again, Phaedra being so extra. It's already extra that they're pulling up to a funeral home. It's already weird. It's already cringy. But at the same time, that's still not enough for Phaedra. Phaedra comes in truly looking like a black widow. Someone said that on the episode, and I would have to agree. And they called this event She Has Risen. Blasphemy. Okay? Blasphemy. See, there's certain things I just don't play with. I don't play with certain things, and they playing games with this one. But with that, she gets up on the podium and starts talking all of this hoopla about the phoenix, the bird, the blah 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 rises. Then she shades Toya. She says, we're all accomplished. Well, we have a professional that deals with teeth. We have those that deal with the JJs. I'm an attorney. We have a tennis expert. And I said, oh my gosh, like really? Like at the end of the day, leave Toya alone. She is content. She's happy. Her man is happy. Whatever. But she shades her. And so at that point, next thing you know, this lady comes playing a saxophone. And then a casket comes in. And literally the pallbearers or whatever are walking this casket down the aisle. And I said, am I the only one who's thinking this is just too freaking extra? Like, are reality shows getting this crazy? Are they getting this crazy? So I'm thinking maybe there's like letters or something like that in the casket or whatever. They open up the casket. It has mother like literally written on the casket inside. Then you have Phaedra who puts a flower inside the casket. But lo and behold, Quad is in the casket. And I say, Quad, you really think this is cute being in a casket and saying some of y'all left me and for dead and gets out the casket and says, yes, she has risen. There's only one that I know that has risen, and it wasn't you. I, okay, Quad. Okay, Phaedra. Y'all playing these games thinking it's cute. I don't think it's cute, but y'all let me know if y'all thought this was completely appropriate, but whatever. So at that point, she says that she's ready to end the pettiness. And so she at first she approaches Dr. Jackie first, and Dr. Jackie's like, "What the hell? Like, you're doing all of this, a phone call would have been enough. And I have to agree. Dr. Jackie kind of made me chuckle because she was just like, what is this? Then she goes to Dr. Heavenly. And then Dr. Heavenly, while she's supposed to focus on Quad, turns to Sweet Tea and said, I ain't got no problem with you. I love you, girl. And Sweet Tea is like, Heifer, you said my marriage was going to fail. And she was like, I said I was concerned for you. Now, y'all know dang on well Dr. Heavenly said more than I am concerned for you. She didn't say that. She put a lot of freaking negative BS on their situation. And so, Sweet Tea decides to drop a truth bomb on Heavenly. And I'm going to have to say it was truth because why did Heavenly get so upset? She says that Dr. Heavenly went across Dr. Daddy's head with the frying pan one time. And literally at that point, Dr. Heavenly did her typical bullying, trifling, childish move. She gets up and she starts doing the childish yo mama insults, yo daddy insults. That's why you marrying a man 5 times your age because you got daddy issues. Heavenly, your mama and your daddy jokes are old and tired. They really are. Especially when if someone really wanted to attack your mama and daddy situation, you wouldn't like it at all. See, again, that's why I said her and Quad, they should be BFFs for life because they can dish it, but they can't take it. So at that point, they literally about to get into it. Sweet Tea stands up. I don't think Sweet Tea's scared of Heavenly. She may not have the mouth like Heavenly, but I think Sweet Tea, if she has to, she got them hands. I don't put it past her. I'm sorry, I just don't. But she gets up and she don't look like she flinching at all. She like, you can talk all you want, Heavenly, but you gonna sit your butt down because no one was really holding Dr. Heavenly back like that. So Sweet Tea, to me, she had that look on her face like, you can bring it. Bring it, bitch. I dare you. So Quad claims that, there's no animosity between her and Sweet Tea. But again, she shades her every chance she gets. And then she gets to Toya last. And I'm Team Toya in this situation with Quad because Quad ended up being an arrogant, hot mess. It was almost like very dismissive how she approached Toya in that situation. And, she came off strong. She came off cocky with this stank attitude as if she didn't care. So Toya's like, well, then hell, I don't care either. And even Phaedra, of all people, said Quad needs to humble herself and hold herself accountable, which that's the right message, but the wrong messenger. Because I'm trying to figure out if you still apologize and humbled yourself and held yourself accountable for what you said about Candy being an artist, if you know what I mean. So they decide to eat and continue to talk mess over fried chicken and collard greens. And so at that point, Sweet Tea confronts Phaedra about bringing Quad to the bachelorette party. And she said she don't got a problem with Quad, but she got a problem with Phaedra for bringing her and it was inappropriate. And Quad is like, well, I was told you were asking about me and lurking on my social media pages. And Sweet Tea is like, who the hell told you that lie? So then that's when Quad says in her confessionals that Sweet Tea is country and doesn't fit into this group. And again, I know Sweet Tea should understand what she signed up for, but the bullying when it comes to Sweet Tea is just over the top. And furthermore, Quad, from my understanding, you are from the hood of Memphis. From my understanding, one would say that you also are not only hood but country yourself. So just because you've had 10 years ahead of the game on this show and you had Dr. G, how dare you judge that girl saying that she don't fit into the group and she is too country? Really? One would say if you take off that makeup and whatever procedures you done had and the weaves, if you take all of that off, you still a country ghetto girl yourself. So how dare you? How dare you? And then literally had the audacity to say later on in the episode that all of them, including herself, came from humble beginnings. So if you came from humble beginnings, why are you quick to shoot down someone else who comes from humble beginnings? This is why I can't mess with these shows a lot of the times, because these women are a hot ass ignorant mess. Some of the stuff that they do is just so unnecessary. That's why I say it feels like some of them really sell their souls for a dime. Because I'm just like, I wouldn't be able to do all of that shading and all of that BS and the unnecessary nonsense that some of them do just to be able to stay relevant on the show. I wouldn't be able to do it. But with that being said, Toya and Quad try to talk, and it's pointless because Quad won't even admit to anything again. And Toya's like, "You called us thieves, heifer. You called us thieves, and you said I cheated." And then Quad starts to talk with her hands, and Toya is sitting right next to her. And anyone knows when you are in a heated conversation, you keep your spirit fingers to yourself. That's what you do. And she started taking them fingers and she started pointing and pointing in front of Toya's face. And Toya pushed her hand away like anyone else would have. And then Quad is like, "Don't you touch me. Don't touch me." And it's like, well, bitch, move your hands out of her face. Move your hands out of her face. I don't like that whole lack of self-awareness with these women. And I don't even think it's just social. I mean, I don't think it's just these shows. I think social media has made people that way. They lack self-awareness. How are you gonna get so upset that girl touched you when you were literally right in her face with your freaking fingers like that, and you were being aggressive and dramatic? Like, get the hell up out of here. And so with that, the women try to, calm everything down. And then of course, Dr. Heavenly tries to crack a joke at Sweet Tea's expense. And Sweet Tea got a look on her face like, you know what, I'm just over it. Hopefully she really pop off on these women like in this season or maybe the next season, and they leave her the hell alone and give her the respect. So at that point, they're like, "Look, nothing's gonna get resolved. Thank you for the fried chicken. Thank you for the collard greens, but we're out." And Quad is like, "No, I want to talk about how I am the victim, and I want to talk about how everyone has pretty much just attacked me, and I'm just the victim and everything." Now she didn't actually say that, but that's the way it came across. And even Dr. Jackie was like, "Are you serious? Like this is not the time. What else is there to talk about?" And at that point, everybody gets up and leaves. And so Phaedra and Quad look at each other, and Quad is like, "If anyone is the Phoenix, I am the Phoenix." And Phaedra's kind of looking like, okay. And Quad, again, being delusional, lack of self awareness. Child, I guess. This episode annoyed me because it was just like, I don't know. It just, we have entertainment without all of that BS that was going on with the funeral homes and the blasphemy? He is risen. I mean, she has risen. Like, come on. Like, can we not get back to the old fashioned reality shows? All of this extra theatrical BS. Do we really need it? Do we? But with that being said, you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. Sorry it took so long for me to actually do a review on it. I was just over it. I didn't even know if I wanted to do a review on this one because I was just like, what the hell are these heifers doing? But with that being said, let me know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.